So my birthday was coming up, and I thought, what better to do than to get a nice little group together and go to Disney World? Um, me, Jack, a few other people, we all slept over at my house the night before. I could tell something was wrong with Jack. He wasn't feeling well.
I had a horrible sore throat, and sore throat's a sore throat. It sucks. You can't swallow. That's something you do all the time. Case in point.
And, we acted as friends would towards him and made him sleep in a separate room. But pretty much the next morning, we all get ready. We all hop in the truck. Because it was a truck, not a car. My dad's truck. It wasn't a car. So we hopped in the truck and
we were off. We had a great road trip, talked about a lot of things. I felt, sick during the road trip, but I was still having a great time. It was probably my favorite part because I was least sick.
It was really fun. It was a nice road trip vibe. We were listening to music, talking. I was kind of videotaping things just to sort of get like that, just document the day a bit.
Chris wanted Preston to go 100, so Preston went 100. So that was a lot of fun. But then he went over 100, and that was totally uncool. He only wanted 100.
So then we get there. We park, and we start walking in. This was my first time at Disney World, so I didn't really know what to expect, but it was exactly what I was expecting. So we're walking around, and we get in line for one of the rides. It was about a 60-minute wait, which is only really frustrating for a 2-minute ride. Jack apparently was now dressed as Casper the Ghost. His face was extremely pale. His eyes were swollen. He did not look himself.
I was going to pass out. I was done. I could feel my body shutting down. And I was like, oh, my body's shutting down. And I tell my friends, and they're useless.
We all ignored it because we didn't want it to ruin the day. So then I told Preston, I don't think Jack's doing well. I think he's going to pass out. To which Preston looked at Jack and went, "Nah, you're good, bud." He wasn't.
So then I just leave because I can't sit. Like, my friends are useless. I gotta save myself. I'm gonna die.
So Jack walked around the park for maybe 5 minutes alone trying to find, I don't know, the ER.
And I found this worker lady, and my vision was starting to get fuzzy. And then paramedics come. They check my temperature. It's fine. But I didn't want to walk. I could have walked, but I did not want to.
And then as we're getting off the ride, we see Jack sitting in a wheelchair as Eliza's pushing him. So we follow where they're going. They're going to essentially the Disney World Hospital. So we get there. The guy takes all of our temperatures. Jack had a fever. So they shoved us all into this really, really spacious room. And by spacious, I mean not spacious at all. And we were in there for about 2 hours, just talking. Jack asked for water from one of the nurse, and the nurse politely slammed the door in our face, to which we then asked someone else, and then he gave us an excessive amount of Powerade.
And they're like, all right, if this kid doesn't have COVID, you're all allowed back in the park. We're like, cool. That's dealio. In the moment, I was like, yeah, maybe I do have it. I don't know how I got it. They gave us free transportation, which was very nice, but like the least they can do when I'm dying in their park. You know what they could do? They could put fans or an overhang in the hot waiting spots, huh? Ever think about that one? Mr. Walt Disney? He's alive.
So we left Disney World. We were there for maybe an hour. We left Disney World, and now we're in this Orlando hospital. Essentially, this is a clinic. We're waiting for a very long time. We spent the day in there, really.
They check to see if I have COVID first, and it's no. So they do mono, flu, strep. Mono came back positive, so I don't know how that happened. They give me papers to show to Disney, I presume, to be like, I don't have COVID. You can let me back in. My friends left me. They took a separate van for some reason, which that wasn't cool. But as I said earlier, they're useless.
I said, I don't want to leave without Jack. And the guy said, okay, we'll wait 5 minutes. We waited about 2 minutes, and then we left without Jack. So then we get to the park. We're all angry. We all go get some food. We're chilling, eating our $20 chicken nuggets. And then we get a text from Jack. They won't let me back in the park. So we all stormed out of the park, got Jack, and we just were like, let's go right back in. And as we scanned our cards, each one of our cards now were all blocked. Even though we explained to them that we shouldn't be, and we did everything that their on-site doctor told us to do. So then we had to deal with customer relations. We dealt with them for about an hour. We were on phone with a bunch of people. We were walking over to the thing and we were talking to people. We were yelling and fighting, going back and forth.
And then finally we remember when we were in the tiny room before we got transferred to the clinic, they gave us this anonymous number to call. And they said, if he tests negative, call this number. We'll let you back in. We thought we could have just showed the papers, essentially. The paper said no. From the doctor, it's no. Let him back in. But that's not how it worked. But finally, we remember this number. We call it, and it must have been Walt Disney himself. He's alive. And he let us back in.
We're all super, super pumped, super excited. Jack's still half dead, but he's more excited than he was all day.
We had a great time. I flew the Millennium Falcon. You've never heard of the Millennium Falcon? It's awesome. It was a great time overall.
We all went to Payway afterwards, and we all ate it in the bed of the truck because we drove a truck up, not a car. So we had the bed of the truck, the back of the back of the truck, bed of the truck. So then we all separate into our consecutive vehicles. We get back on the truck, and we hit the road. Then we went, dropped off Jack, Preston, and then it was me and my friend Chris. Dropped off Chris, and then it was essentially 11:59, February 28th, and my birthday's March 1st, and I got to be alone on my birthday. But it was really fun. The day before, I went home, I took a shower, I felt horrible. And I just laid down. And as bad as I felt, I know I didn't feel as bad as Jack. And that's all that really matters.